Every evening, as the hands of the clock crept closer to 10:30, a gentle hush would fall over the house. Outside, the world surrendered to darkness, the distant glow of streetlights casting soft shadows across silent roads. Inside, Mr. Robert settled into his favorite recliner, the cushions familiar and worn from years of comfort. The room was quiet, save for the faint hum of the refrigerator and the rhythmic tick of the wall clock. Yet, despite the calm surroundings, Robert's mind buzzed with restless energy, a tangled web of thoughts that refused to be silenced. He stared at the ceiling, blinking into the dimness, his body weary but his mind wide awake. As the night deepened, worries began to surface, like waves lapping at the edges of his consciousness. He thought about his health, the way his joints ached when he moved, the doctor's appointments looming on the calendar. Bills waited on the kitchen counter, a silent reminder of responsibilities that never seemed to end. Sometimes, his thoughts wandered to friends he hadn't seen in years, faces that now existed only in memory. Loneliness crept in, quiet but persistent. Robert wondered if he was the only one who felt this way, lying awake while the rest of the world slept. But the truth is, he wasn't alone. Many people, especially as they grow older, find that nighttime is when worries feel the loudest. But then, one night, something changed. It was a small gesture, but it made all the difference. Robert's daughter, noticing his restless nights, sat beside him and shared a simple 3-step routine she'd read about. She promised it would help him find the peaceful sleep he'd been longing for. Robert was skeptical. He'd tried pills, teas, even counting sheep. But he trusted his daughter, so he agreed to give it a try. What happened next surprised him. In just 1 week, Robert found himself sleeping through the night, without waking up, without tossing and turning. There were no pills, no fancy gadgets, just a few small changes before bed. And for the first time in years, he woke up feeling truly rested. Why do so many seniors struggle with nighttime stress? The answer lies in the chemistry of our brains. As we age, our bodies produce less melatonin, the hormone that signals it's time to sleep. At the same time, levels of cortisol, the body's main stress hormone, tend to rise. The result? It's harder to fall asleep and even harder to stay asleep. The physical aches and pains that often come with age only add to the challenge. Loneliness can make the nights feel even longer, and for some, the fear of falling or having a medical emergency turns every creak in the house into a cause for concern. Instead of being a time for rest and renewal, nighttime becomes the most stressful part of the day. But Robert's new routine changed that, one simple step at a time. The first step was a magnesium-rich sleep drink. Each night, Robert warmed a cup of almond milk and stirred in a teaspoon of unsweetened cocoa powder. This wasn't just a comforting treat. It was science in a mug. Cocoa is naturally rich in magnesium, a mineral that relaxes the nervous system and soothes tired muscles. Sipping this warm, gently sweet drink became Robert's signal to his body that it was time to wind down. He called it his sleepy time chocolate, and it was like a gentle hug at the end of a long day. The second step was a breathing technique known as the 4-7-8 method. Robert's granddaughter showed him how to do it, counting out the seconds with him until he got the rhythm just right. He would inhale deeply through his nose for 4 seconds, hold his breath for 7 seconds, then exhale slowly through his mouth for 8 seconds. Just 3 rounds, and Robert could feel his heart rate slowing, his shoulders dropping, his mind quieting. Doctors say this technique works by shifting the body into a relaxed, parasympathetic state, helping to quiet anxiety and signal to the brain that it's safe to rest. For Robert, it felt like a magic trick, a way to turn down the volume on his worries and focus on the present moment. The final step was all about gratitude. Before turning off the lights, Robert would say out loud 3 things he was thankful for. Some nights, it was as simple as his warm bed, the roof over his head, or the love of his daughter. On other nights, he found himself thankful for small victories, a beautiful sunset, a phone call from an old friend, or the gentle nudge of his dog's nose. Studies show that practicing gratitude before bed can help lower anxiety and improve sleep quality. For Robert, it was a way to end the day on a positive note, shifting his focus away from what was missing and toward what was good. The results were nothing short of remarkable. After just 1 week, Robert felt a change, not just in his sleep, but in his whole outlook on life. He was calmer during the day, less tense in his shoulders and jaw. He stopped dreading bedtime and even began to look forward to his nighttime routine. Mornings became something to savor, not just endure. He had more energy, more patience, and even started walking his dog again, a small act that brought him joy and a sense of accomplishment. All of this from a routine that took less than 10 minutes each night. If you, or someone you love, struggles with nighttime stress, consider trying Robert's routine. You don't need expensive supplements or prescription pills. Sometimes, all it takes is a few quiet moments and the right habits to create meaningful change. Remember, sleep is healing. It restores the body, calms the mind, and prepares us for a new day. Give yourself permission to rest and see how a simple routine can transform your nights. If you believe in the power of sleep, let others know. Share what helps you relax at night, and remember, your best years can still be ahead. Every peaceful night is a gift. Embrace it, cherish it, and pass on the wisdom to those you love.